Hi, good morning. Today is the 18th of April. Anyway, I was going through my stuff this morning and I found the original poem that I wrote to Mike. Or it wasn't really to him, it was just us. Anyway, I wanted to read it and record it as this on a video so that I lost the paper copy. That way I have it right here. So today is a poetry reading. I'm not even sure if you can hear me well enough. Okay. I saw him on Grindr, his pictures were hot. I clicked on his profile, he wasn't a bot. I worked up the courage and sent him a note. He replied rather quickly with some kind of joke. We talked and we flirted while I was at work. He refused to meet me, I called him a jerk. I still flirted, he flirted right back. I was slightly crazy, he thought I was cracked. He was shy of his face, I totally understood. We all have our issues, but hide them quite good. I convinced him to meet me, he finally gave in. Out for a date, how long has it been? I gave him a choice, I gave him a mask. Come to my work and purchase some gas. His pictures were old, he lastly informed me. Had put on some weight, how bad could he be? With the shield that I gave him, he blended right in. It gave him the courage he lacked from within. He was just another customer, hidden in plain sight, a small little mystery that learned to excite. Not knowing which one, me guessing was fun. In the small store, there was 3 older men, and if I had a wish, I wished it was him. He was very attractive, was my very first thought, and my own insecurities just told me it's not. I was blind, and now I see that it was never meant to be. Too many emotions rushed straight through my head, so much negativity I wished I was dead. I too had some issues I tried hard to deny, like feeling attractive was surely a lie. Thoughts of rejection flooded my heart. Stop thinking this way, it's a horrible start. Our eyes finally met when he offered to pay. Did you get some gas? I was forced to say. He shot me a 20 with a smile exposed. I was feeling so much that I damn near froze. I like clean shaven, then extended his hand. He screamed masculinity. I felt drawn to this man. I offered a greeting, a blush and a grin. I raised my hand and reached out to him. This is hard to explain, please don't get discouraged. I'll find the right words as well as the courage. Then while our hands were locked, something just hit me. Was a shot through my body, like electricity. I couldn't understand what had just taken place. I was so drawn to him, especially his face. It's always nerve-wracking when meeting a stranger, but I was so comfortable and sensed no danger. I was trying so hard to make an impression. I needed this man, no doubt, no question. I'll never forget our very first night, how I was drawn to him like a bug to a light. After our dinner, we went to my place. My perverted thoughts wondered about how he would taste. We made out for a bit as we lied in my bed. I wanted him naked to give him some head. He smelled so clean, like fresh from the shower. The aroma so wonderful, it gave me the power. I deeply inhaled to suck up his scent. I wanted him all. This was how it was meant. His body fit me to a T. Mine to explore, just wait and see. I never met a man who was quite like him. On the outside so bright, but on the inside so dim. To this he was new, yet eager to try. But he was so nervous and obviously shy. I worked on his member, I tried and I tried. But he couldn't get hard and I damn near cried. We finished, he left, asked to see me again. I agreed, we hugged, said goodnight with a grin. I couldn't compute what he liked in me. Perhaps it was something I just could not see. He came to my work to see me again. I saw his face, he saw my grin. We talked in his car, we laughed and laughed. I loved him already and needed to have. I felt so old and this my last chance to land me a man and some bromance. Warned him I did, my laundry got aired. In my eyes he did look and said he's not scared. I needed to know if he was locked in. He said with a yes, a hug and a grin. He said he was damaged and a bit broken-hearted. I think to myself, that's when it all started. So on day 3, he moved right in, our path together about to begin. I didn't know him as well as I should and suspected no treachery. He's beautiful, who would? Things were great, or so I thought, and I was so proud that he was so hot. He was in a closet and nobody suspected. He was quite masculine, or that's how he acted. And all the time he showed no affection. I didn't feel special and craved attention. But keeping me secret from his whole life, I once even asked him, do you have a wife? He laughed it off and called me insane and used his deflect, cause that was his game. My brain was telling me something's not right. I toss and turn and worry at night. I brushed it off, no harm was done. It sounds immature, but I needed some fun. To lighten things up, to bring back his smile, I wanted him bad, I was in denial. I just wanted some answers and have no tact, because I'm very open and that's no act. He refused to share the info I need. It cut me so deep I began to bleed. On the inside I hid it well. I had created my own living hell. We shared so deep some intimacies. I was made for him and him for me. I'd suck him off day after day. I loved his body, 'cause I'm so gay. My chocolate, I said, that's who you'll be. Banana was my name he gave to me. With euphoria gone, we began to clash. He had no job, he had no cash. I worked every day to support both of us. He drove a car, I took the bus. Red flags all around me. Denial full in, I did not see. I felt so needy and wanted much more. Then one summer, I chose to whore. A big red flag went up so fast. I asked him first, 'cause we needed the cash. He didn't care, he chose to show. Had this been reversed, my answer was no. 'Cause I loved him and refused to share. He did not want me, he did not care. Negative thoughts filled up me. From his actions he could not see. I did not want what he could not give, just some affection, not a lung to live. I felt so rejected that he's not into me, yet he says he is, and why can't I see? If you don't say and you don't show, how the hell am I to know? I was his first boyfriend, he told me that day, that he was shy to show and scared to say. Day after day he refused to see what his rejection was doing to me. Sorry, I lost the ashtray. No. I gave him the best oral sex I could give. Just being with him was enough to live. But lacking a connection between him and I, anal sex I was always denied. While he was so greedy and I was so needy, his secret life he'd often run. Left behind crying, felt I was dying. He did not care, the damage was done. Disappearing for hours, weeks, or days, he'd start a fight to run away. We had to fight, as simple as that. Makeup sex is where it's at. He teased and he taunted, his body he flaunted. It drove me wild, just like I wanted. Twice blood's drawn, now patience are gone, but I waited and waited 2 whole years. I sucked his cock, he held my ears. His body, my chocolate, I could not stop, was warm and fuzzy from bottom to top. I loved his body with every touch, but anal sex was just too much. I tried and tried, he refused me often. We'd smoke some weed and end up coughing. He would not blow me, I'd blow him, I'd lick his body, I'd tongue his rim. We had some chemistry, I have to agree. for only his pleasure, but none for me. He would reject me day after day, which made me wonder if he was even gay. We slept, we spooned, it was a perfect fit. If it got any better, we'd surely hear click. He couldn't express himself. He couldn't talk. He tried and threatened to walk. He got in my head, my heart, my soul, but Tina had changed me and I couldn't say no. He asked me many times, don't go downtown, but Tina had me, I was letting him down. Now he's gone, he was forced to leave, he can't come back, he's just like Steve. I tried and tried to stop, I did, lasted 10 days, which was no win. I asked him for help, many times did I, but he was so selfish, only greed in his eye. When we met, he'd lost his dad, he did not see he was all I had. I was selfish and I cheated, I wanted love, that's all I needed. I was mean, I beat him up, Tina had me, I could not stop. I yelled and screamed, he took it all, he tried and tried to beat this hell, but I was blind and was so damaged, I am so sorry I could not manage. He had to run, his heart told him, abandoning me with Tina so grim. I always knew he did not care, he was selfish and unaware. I have never or will ever love a man like him. His greed for boys and their toys turned my bright to dim. Left me alone with Tina to fight, awake for days, there is no night. She has me so tight, there is no doubt, I will not survive without his help. He sends some mail, a story was told, yet failed to admit how he was so cold. I truly loved him like no other, but lied to me about his mother. He's left me here alone to die, with no tears left to cry. I cannot scream, I cannot yell, and for breaking my heart, you'll go to hell. I love that poem, I fucking do. Bye. Subway's new panini isn't